What is up, guys? It is Joe here today for Aeterno UK once again, and welcome to round number 14 of the F1 2010 career mode, today in Monza for the Italian Grand Prix. Yes guys, you join me in qualifying for the Italian Grand Prix. Like I say, we are here at Monza, coming down the main straight at 220 miles per hour before braking at around the 150 metre board, trying to get it turned into this very, very difficult first chicane, which we managed to negotiate very, very nicely, and now on our way down past the Curva Grande at turn 3, on our way down to the end of the first sector and the first sector split. We've already set a pretty good lap. We're 5th actually at the moment, but we're actually down on our first lap in qualifying 3, and now we've really got to put together a tidy second sector as we come through Lesmo 1, running it out nice and wide, using all of the track on the exit. Same for the second Lesmo. We've really got to clip that inside curb before running it out wide onto what is now the DRS zone on the back straight, running underneath the old track in a minute before braking for the Ascari chicane, one of the most famous corners. We're actually now up on our previous time by quite a lot, nearly a second, but no, my word, we've got a corner cut, and you can just see what we think of that. We've blown our opportunity at pole, but it's still a good 5th place. We've got to remember that, you know, we had to push, to be honest. It was a pretty much dead certain pole position, but let's see what we can do in the race. So then here we are emerging from the garage for the race of the Italian Grand Prix. It's round number 13 of the championship, and our rival Fernando Alonso is in 4th, but our championship rival Mark Webber is actually on pole position. Barrichello's had an absolute nightmare down in 21st place. But here we are then, revving up for the 5 red lights, and we are away at Monza. We get a pretty average start off the line, but we're going to try and maybe pip Alonso into turn 1, but we've really got to be careful of Button, who's already got past us, the winner last time out in Spa when we completely bottled it. And Vettel has cut that chicane, and he's spun, and we've just about held it, and we've had to go around the outside of Vettel, almost Daniel Ricciardo style, at Germany a few weeks ago, where he had to go past a rolling Felipe Massa. Vettel wasn't quite rolling, but he was off the track, as now we're behind Jaime Alguersuari, who's had a great start to this race, and we are so determined to make up for that abysmal race at Spa. We chucked 25 points down the drain, and we are going to surely give it 110% as we did in qualifying, as we dispatch of Alguersuari on lap 1. That's a very, very important move actually, because you know we can't get held behind Toro Rosso's and now Renault's, as we're behind Vitaly Petrov, who is obviously in an inferior car to us, as we just sweep past him. But now he's put up a great fight. In fact, he's held his line through that second chicane and really has shown his worth in defensive driving, as we're going to try and go around the outside coming into Parabolica. Can we maybe get the undercut on him? He's really putting in a good defensive display, but the slipstream is pretty powerful on this game, so if we can just sort of hang in his slipstream, as you can see, we gain so much on him. No DRS, as it hadn't been invented back then. It sounds a really ancient game, but we pick our braking zone really nicely, get it turned into that first chicane. No corner cuts whatsoever, as our rear tyres are just starting to burn up a little bit. Obviously we don't use any traction control, which is probably a main contributor to that. It's been a great start to the race for Jenson Button, but he peels off into the pits. My word, he's braked so early, and we've gone round the outside. We could easily have wrecked our car then, but we just didn't expect it. How have we gone round the outside of him? I don't even know. We've got lightning reactions. Oh my word, I actually can't believe that. I nearly had a heart attack watching that, thinking that we were going to crash into the back of him. But anyway, we make our way out of the pit lane. We're currently in P12. That should change in a couple of laps' time. Obviously, right in the middle of the pit phase at the moment. Once again, picking our braking zone into turn 1, not cutting that first chicane at all once again. Really display of clean driving, as Degrassi is putting up a great fight as well. Good to see that the AI you know, putting up a good fight, I guess, as we now come to the end of lap 5. we're really fiddling around now with our front aero, the front wing angle, which is it's good to see that we're actually using the strategy and using our brains a little bit more, as this really is the business end of the championship. We're up to P5, and hopefully by the end of this lap we might even be up to P4, as we've got a spinning Kamui Kobayashi who hasn't pitted yet, so that pretty much puts us up into where we should be. Actually, Heikki Kovalainen still hasn't pitted, but Kobayashi there is just spun off the track. And really good to see that the AI are making some mistakes. We've got Buemi and Kovalainen in the pits, so we're P2 now. We've really got the undercut on Button and whoever was in second place. I'm not quite sure who it was actually. It might have been Hamilton actually, who's fallen behind his teammate as well. And now, as we are on lap 8, we are closing into our championship rival. This could be the most important battle of the championship so far. We haven't really come together much on track lately, me and Mark, but as you can see, we are closing in on him so nicely. We've got a lot of confidence under braking, and as he runs a little bit wide, he doesn't quite dip a wheel in the gravel, which means that we can't quite take advantage of him this time. Give it time. We've still got 2.5 laps to go, is it? Yes, that is about right. As we're up on our previous best time, we've gone purple through the first sector, and could we hang it around the outside? Surely not. We've got to pull out of the move, but we will no doubt get another chance as through the Lesmos. This second Lesmo, we've been getting a great exit off, as we're going to try and undercut Webber. Maybe. Is it going to work? Not quite. Are we going to now go around the outside? We could hang in his slipstream, but there again, we're just going to get bogged down. We've got the racing line coming into Ascari, and on lap 9 of 11, we have passed Mark Webber for the lead of this race. Surely we can't bottle it now, can we? We've done it too many times this season, but I tell you what, you've got to never say never in this sport. And come lap 10, we've dipped a wheel in the gravel. We've just got to make sure not to spin it. That was actually quite sensible driving in the end. We've just got a little bit of understeer, but we let the car go out into the gravel. And although we have absolutely bottled the win once more, I can't believe that, but you know, at least it's not 25 points down the drain this time. But actually, we've caught right back up to Mark Webber. We didn't lose too much time, and now we are coming to the second Lesmo, and we are right on Webber's tail. Can we get the undercut? No, we've gone around the outside. What a move that was. Oh my word, we've got the lead back. And then now we run down to Ascari. We've just got to put up a defensive display. But Webber's actually hung in the slipstream, and we're going to have to leave him room on the outside. And oh my god, we're side by side, and he's taken the lead. Oh no. Oh, what have we done? We've lost the lead, and it's going to go down to the final corner. It's an under pressure moment. Oh, we're going to go down. He's inside, going into I don't even know what corner. Parabolica. Oh, we've done it. But is that it? Is that it? Are we going to get the win? Oh, what's going to happen? No, he's not coming back at us. We've taken the victory. We've won the Italian Grand Prix. Oh yes, guys, we are back. We have won the Italian Grand Prix. I tell you what, we didn't half make a meal of it. We could have done it so much easier, but what a battle that was with Mark Webber on the final lap especially. Standout performances really in the top 10. We've got to be Vitaly Petrov and Hami Alguersuari picking up 5th and 6th. And look at that, guys, we are within 20 points of Mark Webber now. What an important win that was. That really could prove vital come the end of the championship. We've taken 7 points out of him, which is always nice. Williams sort of slipping down a little bit in the constructors, seeing as Barrichello has contributed 0 once again. But as we go to the podium, this has got to be one of the sweetest ones of the season. We are back in it, guys. I tell you what, the determination I had in that race was unreal. I remember going into that final corner, oh my god, I was sweating so badly. But anyway, less of that, and on to the interviews. And next race, we will be in Singapore. Far from one of my favourite circuits on this game. But I tell you what, guys, we're going to give it our best, and hopefully we'll get a podium next race, but we'll have to see what happens. If we can just close that gap on Webber until Brazil, then I'd be more than happy. But until next time, guys, goodbye.